Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to the fourth installment of Road to Ignite Leadership Talk series. We are absolutely thrilled to have you here with us today for what promises to be an inspiring and insightful event. This series is all about igniting that fire within, fostering innovation, and learning from the experience of some of the most successful individuals in the industry. Without further ado, let's officially commence this event. To start the event, I would like to invite the chairperson of Let's Talk Project IEEE Young Professionals, Sri Lanka's Charuka Atapattu, to welcome all of us to this fourth installment of Road to Ignite. Please welcome Charuka on stage.
Good evening and very warm welcome to the fourth session of Road to Ignite Leadership Talk series, which is organized by Let's Talk IEEE Young Professionals Sri Lanka. So, Let's Talk is a national project under IEEE Young Professionals Sri Lanka, specifically focuses on development of soft skills. So, under soft skills, we identify leadership as one of the important qualities and a soft skill that an undergraduate or young professional should maintain throughout his career and his leadership journey. So from this series, we aim to bring a corporate leader who can share his leadership story. And from that story, we can learn new things about leadership, and we can get what are the challenges that he has faced during his leadership journey, and what are the things we can learn from his leadership journey, and what are the things that he has overcome to overcome these barriers, and so many lot of things we can learn from his corporate leadership journey. So for today's session, we'll be joining Dr. Sankalpa Gamwarige, who is the Managing Director of Nagarro Sri Lanka. So from his story, we can learn, I hope we can learn new things about leadership, and we can inspire about from his leadership journey and what are the things that he has faced during his career, and what are the things that we can learn from his leadership. So without further ado, we'll start the session. So I hope you all enjoy this session. Thank you.
So I think thank you very much, Charuka and IEEE team for the invitation. Charuka, I think, do you have any special way to take this one? Should it be a discussion or a more monologue style, or should I just share what I feel? How do you want to continue this one, Charuka?
It's totally up to you. So it's we can do it as monologue. It's free session, so we can do this as like interesting way. So we can, for our audience, also learn few things.
So Charuka, I think it may be boring, right? It's just for 1 hour, entire 1 hour if I keep on talking. So do you guys have specific questions on me? Because I'm okay to just be on the hot seat and answer anything, or should I just give my own thoughts to you all? Do you have any preference?
So mainly just share your leadership journey. From that, the audience might be asking questions after that. What are the things that they have?
Okay. So for, I think, my leadership journey, how would I say? Today, if someone asks me whether I'm a leader, I'm telling I'm not a leader. So I'm a caretaker. This is how I'm going to tell. Because today's my context is to empower, build, groom, and support for the emerging leaders to really shine. So when they are shining, there can be, leadership is all about a lot of challenges. There can be rather than one, because a lot of the time we celebrate one success, there can be many failures, right? Before we having one celebration of a success of a leader or whatever thing. So whenever these young, emerging stars who can be the future real leaders, I think for them, we have to give them an opportunity. So today's my role is I am spotting these real capable people who can be the great global leaders in technology transformation, innovation, or even a corporate level. I think spotting these people and making sure these people are empowered, and equipped, and more importantly, we are there to support them in their failure, giving them a platform where they can have a courage to fail. I would say I think failure is the one which is going to get you the real future success. So that's my current role as a leader. So where I always play right now my role is I'm playing I call that as a caretaker, or someone can call in the leadership, there are different leadership styles. In that context, someone can call in theoretically it as a servant leadership model. So where servant leaders are fairly silent, they are not coming much to the front unless there is a real catastrophe or war. That moment they come. Usually they won't come for celebrate much of the success. Success would be celebrated by emerging whoever the people, they would be sitting behind. So I think that's my, I think, leadership. If I move out from myself and look at using theoretical lens or whatever the literature says, that's how I would want to I think my leadership would be defined. So today, I think I would be giving some form of a positive influence. I don't want to call myself a leader. So I am a positive influencer. So I am positively influencing Trace. I'm very glad to see Trace is ecosystem partner for you all. Wherever there's a tough times, I always personally go there. Once everything goes smoothly, I daily watch, right, what's happening. I never put my finger when things are working smoothly. And whatever the new improvements I always discuss with these people who take the baton and run. So that's one place I continue to provide a silent leadership. Obviously at Nagarro, which you all have already mentioned as a managing director in Sri Lanka, geography, as well as being on the Nagarro global leadership team. And again, my role there is a caretaker, I call. Helping, because Nagarro is a massive entrepreneurs club. These people with entrepreneurs mindset who are in the digital transformation and empowering them to take the challenge. So that's the same thing what I am there. If you go to Trace, again, I do the same. Trace is a more broader creativity, entrepreneurship, and innovation building ecosystem in the country. And it's a boundaryless, it's an inclusive place. So we always try to support different, interesting, emerging entrepreneurs are always leaders. And people like you all are the emerging leaders from universities, from schools to, I think, seasoned people. And sometimes not only them, even very well seasoned, matured brick and mortar, very successful business for their digital transformation. We help them to find a new leaderships and move forward. So that's at Trace how and then a couple of places, sitting as a more like a board member, again, some form of way of backing and supporting and influencing the CEO and COOs, the set of leaders, giving that support. So that again being provided myself. So at mainly 2 organizations, maybe 3 places. One is HNB group. It's one of the oldest groups. In that group, there is another subgroup called the insurance group. So I'm part of HNB Assurance, which is the holding company of HNB General Insurance also. I am part of the HNB board as a independent and non-executive director, but still I have, while maintaining my independence, protecting the minority shareholders' rights, same time, because end of the day, whether it's a minority or majority, everyone wants to flourish the right business. So they are helping a lot with the entire innovation and digital journey of this HNB insurance business. And same time, informally, because we are a part of a bigger mothership of HNB, having positive influence on the HNB, both to the director board as well as to their senior executives also, again, doing similar manner, more as a caretaking person, supporting them to be really innovative, encouraging them to challenge the conventions. This is the way I again support there. And another entity I provide similar role is the National Innovation Agency, which is built by the government to create the innovation ecosystem of the country. And still, it is one of the very youngest government entities created during the COVID and economic meltdown. There are a lot of issues, but I think we are trying to fix them and move forward. I'm again a council member. Council is like the board, which is chaired by always the president secretary. I never be afraid whoever is there. I try to influence even the president secretary and whoever the people. So that's again, I do that in a very I would say humble and but same time, whatever the point I have to mention, I really influence, try to push them hard to take challenges and break the barriers and move forward. Same time, I play another similar board role at the Faculty of Graduate Studies of University of Moratuwa, where the postgraduate degree programs, postgraduate research things are happening. So time to time, I really shake them and ask them, okay, we cannot be there. I think one of the best academic institutes, but if I take, is it sufficient to be in par with the global leading research universities, global leading universities? There are a lot to be done. So there again, I always challenge the convention. I shake them and push them, their boundaries. So doing a lot of things. One, again, few things I have done, how to select even the dean. I have changed the way they are thinking. Typical, a dean should usually be selected by only their individual performance academy. I know that's a very important academic institute, but same time, it's a dean, is a leader. So how that the leadership attribute should be selected. So selection criteria also some form of not the person, but how we look into our lenses, how to pick a leader there. I've influenced, and then I've influenced universities to have, when they had a lot of scattered I think conferences, how to make them one branded thing, creating of university research week as a 1 week, and then same time how to industry and university engagement. I think whenever it's not happening, I sometimes make initiatives and supporting them. So I think another one, always been the behind the scenes supporting right now for them to get the let's all together. That is this year industry university research discussions. So likewise, I think that sort of manner I always support them. So through following innovation lens. So innovation is all about solving problems, right? Innovation starts with people, and people are having a lot of problems. Problem is they want to have better experience, or they are having bad experience, how to improve that, or having whatever current experience to go from good to great. So how to do that? So that's where, that's how I always been an influencer. So being that influencer in that innovation journey, yeah, a lot of people I think could have been considered. You all also may have picked me as a leader rather than I call me a leader. I call myself as an influencer for other leaders to be themselves, and for them to be good to great, for them to really, really make sure their surrounding is really progressive. That's how I would like to define my own, I think, involvement, or my own way of leadership. I think how I would like to describe. So with that, Charuka, let me give a pause and let you all to throw some questions. And if you guys won't, now entire my leadership now, I felt it has been surrounded around innovation. So one thing is we would be able to take few, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and I can share one of my, what should be the innovation and innovation mindset from a, this is typical, some of my thoughts which I put into wherever I talk. A lot of people ask me to come and influence them on how to create innovative ecosystem in whatever the organizations, which certain thoughts I have put into slide wherever I want to talk, just to give a visual. So I can use that slide also and talk. But with that, let me pause. And I think I have spoken close to 15 minutes, and I love to hear your questions. and then to build a dialogue.
Yes, Dr. Sankalpa. So, you have mentioned the building the ecosystem of the innovation mindset as well. So, for that, the teamwork and the team is also very important. The employees that work under you and the team that you work with, their mindset also, I guess, it's also very important for building this ecosystem. So, my question is, how do you like maintain their mindset? How do you like keeping them focused on this in their when focusing on your goals and objectives to achieve those things? How do you how do you like people management thing? How does that come to you in this building the ecosystem?
Okay, I think that is humans are humans, right? We are born expecting caringness, right? From the cradle or to till the death, I think we are expecting that caringness from the rest of the human society. So that particular society maybe initially maybe limit to your mother or father, and then it would be your own family and small extended family with the grandparent, whatever thing. And eventually it at the school level to universities and broader sense to the entire society, the political. I think we all, today, if you look at, I think humans are born as a systematically, we work together to take care of system. Individually, we take care of the system, then system is going to take care of us. That's the biggest difference between humans and animals. So that's number one, my simple principle. So that's why I told you my entire role is carrying them, making sure they get the positive experience. So my every day, I simply, my thought is, okay, whatever my engagement, I think people around me, I think their lifestyle, their expectations, everything should be met. It doesn't mean, right, I'm not a ice cream seller, right? But there are hard times. But there are certain hard times I had to fire people. Interestingly, the people who has fired personally, I think I never have I would say typical hierarchical backgrounds. I always have very brother, I think family relationship with each and every person in whatever the organization I have. Not a typical I would say manager or the boss manager employee. That's not my way. So it's more about I am yours, maybe big brother relationship or father child relation. That way I always try to make. And there are certain things I had to fire people. Because if I don't fire, that entire organization setup doesn't work. But I have to make sure that firing always happens in the positive manner, even for the betterment of the rest of the organization, as well as finding a way for this person to continue his best thing. Because why we fire him, why we take out, say, now there are surgeries, right? See, at certain times we have to remove sometimes even our hand, legs, and everything just for the rest of the system to survive, right? So we have to make that decision. So, however, when you're making that decision, you have to do it for the best way. So the people whom I fired, I found them another alternative path which best fit for them. And personally being behind them until they are ready, set, and thereafter also I continue that relationship with them for them to be good to great in the new place. Because sometimes I have to take them out from this setup because they are not fitting with this set of people. So likewise, its first thing is it's a human-centric approach. Humans expect caring. So it's a caring mindset. So that's a simple mindset I always use with them. And interestingly, my company, Nagarro, probably you all can see Nagarro, I think our entire core values also being spoken in the same angle. We call our core values a caring in our organization. So first thing is a human first company. So each and every our leadership decision it has to be made. We understanding all stakeholders are humans, including our employees, including our partners, including our customers, including our shareholders. So they are all humans. So we had to make sure their all collective expectations are met there. So that's why we have defined even our organization as organization, our culture. the way we lead, way we inspire people as caring. And if I take that our culture, that value set also is another way we influence in that organization. So we make sure now there's a bigger group, your customers, whatever the people, you have to make sure you are in a right mindset and with the right skill set to take care of your customer, right? So any entity. Now, there's a set of people who expect that service from. So all the people, first thing is to make sure they understand they are customer centric. So we have to make sure these people are psychologically fit for that, to be customer centric. Otherwise, that organization won't run. And second part is world is moving so fast. There is no waterfall way of doing things, right? No pre-planned things. Things can go haywire any moment, right? Everything you plan can be suddenly changed. So we make sure, me personally, as well as an organizer, we make sure all our people are ready for that abrupt changes, the agility, their psychologically agility. We boost their agility. So this is second thing as an organization we do. Again, personally, I believe. And we make sure, because we as leaders has to make sure each and every person in our group, right? You ask your question, how we are going to motivate. They have to, because in this organization, if they are not responsible, individually as well as a group, for whatever the mission, vision, and games we are going, whatever the promises we are giving, if you are not responsible to deliver that, I think we are not fit, right? So we have to make sure these people are psychologically and physiologically, both ways, ready to take that responsibility. And same time, we have to continuously make sure these people are intelligent. So intelligence includes making sure it's a continuous learning journey. One side, continuous learning may be your subject matters, maybe the domain knowledge, and relationship, because end of the day, for you, I think our intelligence, your intelligence, I think for learning a subject matter is, I think, quite easy than someone to build your intelligence to deal with people. So we have to improve that intelligence also. So we as organizers, as well as I personally, believe fostering, building these people's level of intelligence, wisdom. So we focus on that angle. And so I'm taking not me as a Nagarro, as an organization, we make sure we are a one global company. We are not geographically being bounded, even though one responsible for me is Sri Lanka geography, but we never do business as a single geography. We do always everything as one global unit. So whatever the colleagues here, they are part of a global business unit. They work together from teams starting from Japan, Australia, China, and Far East, Philippines, coming from there to Singapore, India, Sri Lanka, going to Middle East, to Turkey, to entire Europe, and then to Americas, Mexico's, Brazil, likewise, and South Africa. All these 35 countries, teams are there in their teams. So we have to make sure, so our leadership should be given to make sure people come from different geographies, different ethnics, different cultures. These are totally different. Just imagine, right? In Sri Lanka, we have to manage only few variants of cultures, right? It's whether you single or Tamil, I think we all think the same manner, right? So we have seen Indians and Sri Lankans, we all think alike, we eat alike, so our cultures are quite similar. But you imagine when they're covering from the east of the world to the west of the world, covering everything in one team. I think it's a total different challenge and different interesting experience. So we make sure that global cohesiveness is there in our teams, so as leaders. And the same thing, importantly, we as an organization, as well as personally, I believe, I told you, my style is not a boss sort of a model. It is more about being the caring person, caretakers model. So as organization also, we encourage, we make sure we are an non-hierarchical. We don't show our designations or anything. So anybody can talk to anyone. So you don't have to go through your hierarchies to talk to another person in another team. So we have eliminated all these. That's how we as an organization, as well as why I'm part of that organization, because my personal values are in line with that organization values. So that's why I've been naturally being, people may consider to follow me. So that's how, Charuka, I hope I have answered to your question. So I took my own personal values and I described that using my corporate organization value to answer to your question. How do you motivate? How do you make sure people in our organization move forward? Now, if you take the similarly, I took this Nagarro context now. Go to Trace. Trace is a very small team, right? It's not Nagarro is more than 18,000 team. Trace is about 5 to 6 people, but it's a lot of other volunteers like you all. We all are working for the same common goal. How we have done? So we have reached out to each and every person. First thing was we believe innovation belongs to each and every person. It cannot be controlled centrally. So, and second thing is in this innovation journey, the economic success journey, I think we have to empower people. We have to include every person. You cannot exclude anyone's telling. In a lot of other scenarios in Sri Lanka where things has gone wrong, it was exclusion. We are the only one of the only organizations simply taken the inclusive model. I think that was one of the key success of Trace, being such a small corporate entity, but being one of the most influential entities in last few years, right? Just go to any university, we are building lots and lots of engagement with them. Go to schools, go to universities, and you all are already connected with Trace. And go to your IEEE, I think leadership is been, whether you like it or not, influenced by too much by Trace, right? And you go to any other place, I think we have made that thing. How we have done it, because we are an inclusive organization. We are not exclusive organization. Inclusive organization, exclusive organization, difference maybe. Exclusive organization may think, okay, this is for engineers, this is for doctors. But in our case, no, this innovation belongs to each and every person. So that's where now Trace these, with IEEE, we do a lot of interesting things. One is, I think, shed talks, where we bring different people from different, I think, dimensions, from different disciplines to work together, to solve together, innovate together. So that's inclusiveness. And then we make sure we cover from Jaffna to Badulla, to down south, to Ratnapura, to each and every place. Thing is, it's not a top-down push thing. The communities who are having that innovative mindset, we support them. We back them. We encourage them, we give them connections, we give resources, and we are connecting them with not only within Sri Lanka, even global innovation ecosystems. I can still remember, I know, and even this year it's happening for last few years, Japan Sri Lanka Professional Association, they are running innovation and I think entrepreneurship startup equation, and we support them to connect grassroots level different entities in Sri Lanka. So likewise, we play that in Trace context. To achieve that, we play that inclusive mindset. And through that inclusive mindset, I think people like you all, right, in natural leaders, we figure it out. You all have that leadership. We give you the platform to practice that leadership. So that's how I think we have been involved in, I myself personally been involved in this fostering and building future leaders, right, through innovation. So Charuk, hope I have answered to your question.
Yes, Dr. Sankalpa, that's very inspiring, and it's really important for like audience also what to get from this, and especially when it comes to this managing people and understanding human nature as well. So again, thank you. So you might continue.
So Charuka, if you don't, do you guys have any on your audience? Anybody wants to ask anything before Otherwise, I thought of, let me quickly take this now. You all found, right? This my entire influencing everything happens around innovation, right? Let me use that presentation and share you some of the key points. So then both visual as well as voice, everything that synchronized message can be given.
Sure, Mr.
Sorry, Sharuka, I think due to some surge or something, my internet connection got lost for a couple of seconds. Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So hope I quickly switched it to another hotspot with another my backup one, my phone for the moment. So how should I do? Shall I share this? Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let me go back to the now. So we have 25 minutes. Let me quickly run through this one, right? Feel free to interrupt me and ask questions. So this thought is around how should, because as an organization, that organization may be a for-profit organization, not-for-profit organization, maybe a public enterprise, or maybe whatever thing. So for anybody, I think this is the organization innovation mindset. And end of the day, it's all about organization consists of people, right? So the same thing is applicable to the individuals in our organization. This is the whole thought. First thing is you guys have to understand the difference between invention and innovation. So one, uh, inventions are typically more scientific, patent-oriented things, but there are a lot of inventions which doesn't solve humans' problems. But innovation, it may not be brand new anything. However, when there is whatever your segment of humans, you all had a problem. You are living with that problem for some time. And if someone comes up a way to eliminate that problem and get your positive experience, that is all about innovation. Innovation, nothing to do with science. Innovation, nothing to do with technology. But definitely we will be using technology. We can use digital to all these things for innovation. However, you have to understand if something to be an innovation, it should create a positive experience for mankind by solving a problem. So that's the key highlight number one. That's very important for people to have an innovation mindset. That's why there's a big myth. Invention may be for scientists. Inventions may be for R&D department, maybe for IT department. But innovation, it's everywhere. Innovation is an inclusive topic. Inventions, yeah, it may be exclusive. Maybe certain inventions for you to get it protected thing, you need to have your own certifications, all these, blah, blah, blah. But innovation, it doesn't happen. Innovation, it's how your mindset is there to solve a problem, right? So at your home also, you can be really innovative because there are plenty of problems, how we are going to solve them. That's all about innovation. From there, I think once again, I want to highlight based on what I told you, innovation and invention differences. Innovation is not an exclusive topic. It is an inclusive thing. That's why I told you, Trace, it's an innovation ecosystem. It is an inclusive place. Innovation it cannot be limited to technology, but we would be using technology, but innovation is all about solving people. It's around people, starting from people, ending from people. Innovation is not just an answer, because inventions may be an answer, but those answers why it cannot solve someone's problem is because it doesn't create that level of experience. That level of experience includes, it's a right price also, everything, right? So there can be fantastic technology, but if you cannot afford, no point, right? So it include experience. Innovation is all about experience. Innovation is all about creating value from ideas. And it is the journey towards creation of value creation, right? This is the key highlights of innovation. So hence, make sure we create innovative organizations. That means it should be inclusive, it should be human-centric, and we should focus on humans' experience and creation of value from new ideas of all people. And it's a continuous improvement journey towards value creation. So there are different innovations in organization. One may be obvious product innovations, right? I don't want to go into detail. Service innovations, process innovations, business model innovations, industry model innovation. These are theoretical things. But at the end of the day, I think depending on what's your organization, whatever group, I think we would be doing something, solving a problem may fall into one of these: product, service, process, business model, or industry model innovation. With the limited time, I don't want to go detail, but the next point is there are different types of innovations. One are sustaining innovation, doing improvements or whatever you think, or total disruption. So I want to highlight certain disruptions for your benefit. The first top line was the sometime back de facto things. For example, now Garmin was, I think, classic example. I think before Google Maps came up, whenever I go to US, we have to go to meet customers. We rent a car, and we have to drive. Right? We don't know roads. We always, along with that, we get a navigator. But today, you don't need to get that. Garmin was the most known brand. Today, with Google Maps, you can do. So you guys know, right, how to use Google Map and do that. But Google Maps simply disrupted the total different line of business. Similarly, the cameras has been totally disrupted by mobile phones, right? In Britannica Encyclopedia, totally disrupted by Wikipedia, and blockbuster movies by Netflix, and Hertz sort of taxi companies, traditional brick and mortar taxi companies by Uber, Lyft and stuff, right? So they are clones like Pick Me in Sri Lanka. And this is another topic, social innovation. I don't want to go detail because with the limited time. And frugal innovation is all about doing more with few resources. And you guys can see, right, this particular picture. This is a refrigerator created in India to keep your vegetables fresh for many years in places where you don't have electricity. So it follows the same Gurletwa concept. Very frugal innovation, right? Now you can have fresh fruits and vegetables preserved for a few more days without having electricity base. So this is a clear frugal innovation. And open innovation is all about, we do collaboration. Now, there is a problem of inventors. There's a problem of not invented here syndrome. That is, you don't want to accept someone's good things. But in a innovation, I think we don't do that. Innovation is, we always think it's open innovation. Let's collaborate with external partners and co-create those things, right? Sharing. So innovation, a very important aspect is how you create a open innovation, work with everyone, get their thoughts and move forward. And digital innovation, I think, so obviously in any digital game, there's a digitization, digital transformation, and digital disruption. I don't want to go detail, but I encourage you guys to get an idea what these things, stuff, but it is not much relevant for today's discussion. Let me skip, but this is very important one. So how to do innovation. Very interestingly, most of people who has demonstrated innovative mindset to influence people, individuals or as a groups or as a companies, they have followed one common way. That way has been nicely studied and articulated by Stanford Design School, with the term design thinking. So just Google design thinking, you can find plenty of videos where you would be able to get a better idea. So I would tell you very briefly, innovation starts with people, right? So for you to solve someone's problem, you have to have empathy towards them, right? So very first starting point is always someone's problem should be empathized. That's a human engagement point. So that's where this blue one, empathize. Then usually what we do is, after seeing that, we try to define their problem. And then we try to ideate how to solve that problem. Then with the ideation, you try to go into a prototyping of ways of things, and then you test it. So this entire cycle goes iteratively. It doesn't go in, it won't go complete cycle. For example, empathize, we define, once again, go back and empathize. You ideate, and again, it may not work. You go back to define stage or go back to empathize stage, likewise. But practically, any innovation success story, as an individual or as an entity or as a country, whatever, they all has followed one thing, the design thinking model. Design thinking. I think this design thinking model, which has been crafted by, or I would say, design thinking is not something people has followed, but successful people's mind has worked in this design thinking manner. So that's the one which has been articulated by Stanford as a design thinking. That's how I want to highlight. Okay, I think this is a very important part. I think we have 14 more minutes. I found for any entity, any organization, what should be your mindset? Your organization or you as individuals, you need to create this sort of 10 elements of innovation mindset. What are they? We have to, as an organization, for you to have that innovative mindset, you have to have a culture of creative curiosity. You have to build the creative culture. People have to continue, and analytical curiosity. One side is creativeness, other side is analytical curiosity. Because through analyticals also you can solve problems, through creativeness also. These are two sides of your brain, left and right, we can call like that. Right? That is that your organization, your entity should have that particular element embedded in your organization culture, both creative and analytical curiosity, and a common vision. And interestingly, as an organization, we need to have empathy towards our customers or people or whatever the set of target group we try to really take care of. And I was keep on iterating that organization should be an inclusive organization. You have to maintain inclusivity. It's not just one set, because we cannot wait till by R&D departments to solve. It doesn't work. That's a traditional way. So this is the entire everybody in the organization included in this equation of innovation. And while you include everyone, you create a way of better collaboration to solve these things. And make sure you create an environment, you give courage, because when you try to solve these problems, I think there are a lot, it's not easy like what we talk here. It's a very painful program. So people have a courage, determination to achieve that. An organization with experimentation background mindset, where organization should accept failure. And organization should believe they are, rather than waterfall thing, it should have an organization of agility, quickly adapting, because you may start planning all this product, but once you do all this, suddenly the environment barriers has changed. So if you don't have agility, your entire innovation won't be building, giving the same experience what you expected. And then as an entity, to get that experience, you need to have a long-term commitment. So these are, I think, individually as well as a group or as an organization, few 10 elements in an innovation organizational mindset, group mindset, right? And personal values. Personal values. Again, this 10 was written by some of my colleagues, carefully analyzing the success story of my previous company, which we were known as innovation partners for some companies. So we learned, say certain groups, they had more innovation success stories compared to other groups who were just being more like outsource servicing company, or just being engineering company was innovation projects. So we carefully, we analyze where we saw a lot of success around innovativeness in that teams. We gathered what was the values among those set of people in that groups. And then we wrote this as the core values for you all to build how do I say? We thought each and every person who's joining that organization, we let them, you guys need to make sure you build these values. What are those values? I think for you all to be really innovativeness, I think organization should be, I think, learning organization, right? So continuous learning should be a part and parcel of the organization as well as your. So it's a lifelong learning journey. So continuous learning is very important. And second thing is, I think a lot of the time, a lot of people doesn't have reflections because reflections happens with being practicing more and more mindfulness and empathy together. So you need to have a reflection because the reflection is the one which is building your wisdom. So learning is create you a knowledgeable person, but reflection actually helps you to build your wisdom. Wisdom is the one which is going to actually solve problems using your knowledge. That's obvious. And when you are having that sufficient amount of your knowledge as well as wisdom together, you are in a better position to challenge the conventions. Because a lot of the times, conventions are the one which is the culprit of not having that right experience. So I told you, innovation is all about solving people's problem. So sometimes we have problems because of certain old conventions which are not very difficult for us to challenge, right, in our minds. So we have to challenge those conventions. When you are challenging them, you have to do things together. You have to make sure you properly communicate that with the people without breaking their hearts. I told you, it's end of the humans are humans. They are expecting caringness, make me feel important, all those sort of human aspects. How you communicate, how you properly communicate, that's all about be candid. And second thing is, that organization, we make sure each and every person, before you promoted as a leader, we encourage you guys to lead without a title. You are not given a title, but first you practice it, lead without title. We create that ecosystem. And that individuals are. So basically, if you look at these, the people, all whom we found that leaders in our innovation success stories, they had these things: continuous learning, reflection, challenge the convention, be candid. They all have started the journey, lead without a title. And more important thing is you have to walk your talk. You have to deliver what you talk. And you have a limited amount of resources in doing these things. You have to measure what you manage, that resources. And very importantly, I think integrity is very important. So I think these are some other way of set of another way of individual values. And previous one I showed you as a group values. Okay, again. So as organized, how to create the creative curiosity, analytic curiosity, likewise. So this is how we manage to create that innovation-centered positive influence. So I believe when you do influence, there are people who are going to follow you. So can you call someone a leader without followers? You can call a manager. You can give a designation to manager, but no one follows you. But we cannot give a designation to someone you as the leader, but without followers, right? We have seen, right? We have seen certain leaders who had different sort of followers, when they were not continuously having this innovative mindset, empathy, design thinking in themselves, how did they lose their followers, right? We have seen that. So this is the world. So I hope you guys got some thoughts about where my mindset has worked, and uh, in terms of using innovation to make successful innovation as a tool to make influence people. So this is what I thought of sharing with you. And the other part, I think I have shared some. So you all asked me about, right, my thoughts about leadership. So I think long time back, I saw something interesting long time back in one of these. I think it's called Buddhist Cultural Center. I went there for maybe about that time. I could have been in my A-level classes, maybe in 1990s, early 90s. So I saw something very interesting one. It was written in Sinhala, which struck myself maybe after about 10 years ago or maybe 8 years ago. I visited the same Buddhist Cultural Center and I saw the same thing. And I took a photograph. Let me see whether I can show you that photograph. Give me 1 second. I think I shared that with one of you also. Let me see whether I can. Can you guys see this one? Be a leader, not a boss. Just Google. There are a lot of, I think, people have written about how to difference between a manager and a boss and leader and boss. All this is quite similar, but this is something long time back, maybe during my school time or maybe whatever time I saw it. It was there in mind. This could have been something which have now later I saw that in English. I took that English version, same one, translated one, photograph to share with my international friends sometime back on. So I think I shared this on social media that time. So this is a photograph I took from one of those posters. You all can see, right? I think difference between a boss and a leader. Boss drives, right? It's like, for example, take a thugs and all these people, they drive people through fear. But real leaders, I told you, the influencers, they inspire, right? Inspire. And boss depends on authority. That he is having people are listening to him because of his positional power, not because of his goodwill. Now, people who had the goodwill, they are still considered as leaders even after they relinquish their particular, I think, designation or post. But the people who was, I think, the typical bosses who was shielding behind the authority, the moment they move out, no one just cares about them. Now, people find fear. They are doing things because of the fear to boss. But people follow leaders, do things. They try to mimic leaders simply because the leaders radiate love. Boss is all about success and everything. It's I did it. Failure, he said, you guys failed. But actually, real leaders say, success, it's us, we did it. And failure, I think a lot of leaders have said, sorry, I think I couldn't really help you guys to come out of that. I know it was total mistake of the team, but leader takes the responsibility of failure. He shares the success with the team. Boss shows who is wrong. Leader shows where it has gone wrong. What is wrong? It's not the person. Boss knows how it is being done. Leader shows he knows means he just dictate you to do. But leader shows you how to do it. Boss abuse people. Leader actually uses, in the sense, I don't like this term uses, it's not the right word. Leader actually capitalize on your strengths. Leader actually capitalize on his team's strength. He cover up their weaknesses. Boss demands respect. leader commands respect. Commands respect is he gives respect to everyone. He doesn't want someone to give him respect and abuse others. He said, no. Respect should be given irrespective. That's our team. Respect each and every person. Not just respecting me, you can get something. It doesn't. It's a team thing, right? And boss makes work drudgy. The leader makes it fine. So this is, I think, I saw this in a Sinhala language, but I took this English translate one. For me, that original Sinhala, the way it's been worded, was more closer to my heart. I cannot remember them as it is, but I'm pretty sure that's something which changed my style of leader, to be a servant leader. I hope we are on time. So let me stop here and hand it over to you all. Hope you all got some glimpse about how I managed to radiate influence and make sure there are a lot of leaders around you, and I being the caretaker of them, for them to be the real leaders. You all may have heard about my story and the principles which could have been influenced me to follow this path.
Thank you, Dr. Sankalpa. We now open the floor for a question and answering session. You are welcome to unmute yourself and ask your questions, or you can drop your questions in chat. You may ask one question since we are running out of time. If there's any questions from the audience, you may ask it now. One or two questions.
So it looks like they could have been tired listening to me for more than 1 hour. That may be the reason. So Charuka and Tevino, if they don't have any other questions, probably do you guys have any questions? If not, we can wind up, right, Tevino?
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Sankalpa, for that inspiring and thought-provoking session. Your insights have truly enriched all of us, and your journey as a serial entrepreneur continues to inspire generations of dreamers, doers, and innovators. As a token of our gratitude, we would like to present Dr. Sankalpa with an online token of appreciation.
Thank you.
Once again. Yeah. Thank you once again, Dr. Sankalpa, for your time and for gracing our event with your presence. We hope this small token reflects how much your contribution is valued and appreciated. Now we will be sharing an anonymous feedback form. If you could please fill it, since your feedback is valued to us, we would appreciate your thoughts on today's event. This would be shared in the chat, and we would give you around 30 seconds or to 1 minute to quickly fill this form. Thank you.